great memory.
Liquid won the last game, and Fnatic won the game Fnatic won. They had Witch Doctrine, and I think they lost another game. They had Witch Doctrine, so I think it's 2 out of 3 so far. So a whopping 67% win rate, which might not stay.
Radiant's team pick.
Who knows? Alliance gonna get the bounty hunter. Has to be the Bulldog hero. One of his favorite offlaners actually gets through this far. And another point about the Tiny here for Team Liquid is that I think the reason they're picking it up is that this is a great cleaver to play against Naga Siren Illusions. They need something to deal with that. They have both Timbersaw and Tiny now as potential split pushers that just destroy Naga. And I think Team Liquid are planning for a game in which they win before the 40-minute mark. So it's a little bit mirrored from the last game where I feel like Liquid were playing a lot more very late game oriented, and this one they're playing more mid game, I feel.
And also keep in mind against the Naga, which I guess it could be a blessing or a curse picking up a BKB against the Song because you could be focused as a result. But Tiny the only one that could potentially pick up really a BKB. Timbersaw maybe at some point, but Alliance going with Void, so it's looking like a support Naga, absolutely.
Wow, that's gonna be... This is a cool lineup from Alliance. I'm just not completely sure about their synergy. Naga Siren together with...
They don't have a ton of AoE.
Naga Void is great. You sing, and then you can set up the perfect chrono, but you need to have something to kill people in that chrono, and Naga can't walk into it because she's melee. Mirana can hit from range, which is great, but Bane and Bounty, again, Bounty is also melee, so a little bit questionable here. I feel this Void pickup might not be completely warranted, as there were other options in the pool that I think could have been great for Alliance as well. They could have still run the Naga as a carry, or they could have picked something like a ranged carry. Medusa was in, for example. PA that Loda loves to play might have been a better choice. I'm not sure about it.
I was thinking PA. If they were going to do a Naga support, I was thinking PA would be their choice for a carry. And it's funny because Loda has been complaining about how bad Void is. I've been reading some of his tweets because I'm apparently creepy. That sounds so creepy. I've been reading some of his tweets.
5 seconds
He's really been
remaining
hating on Void, and of course he saw the Void
while I was
by Navi.
Stroking my cat.
Now, Sand King being the last pickup for Team Liquid, so they have decent team fight. I mean, like you're talking about, Alliance has a huge amount of setup, but no damage to speak of until Void gets some major DPS items. So I'm kind of scared for them in the mid game, but we'll see if that ends up hurting them or not. Loda going,
however,
okay,
Alliance
it's a carry
laning
Naga.
phase.
What in the world?
What? It's a solo mid Void? What the hell? That is actually a really good idea, I think. Because he doesn't need to play as the carry, he's gonna get pretty good farm in the mid lane, and Loda is gonna get better farm in the safe lane. I don't think Team Liquid can aggress this lane of Alliance. They have such an incredibly strong lane with Bane, Mirana, and Naga together. It's almost unchallengeable, this lane. Even though Liquid actually have some pretty decent laning as well with Sand King together with Rubik, as I'm assuming it is, disrupt their mid. A little bit of clapping in my hands because I'm so excited. And our Joe's couldn't
last game he wasn't mid, but he still got a ton of farm, so we kind of saw what a mid disruptor would kind of look like, to be honest. Picking up Ags, using Glimpse every other second. It's really hard to counter.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm still, even after I'm seeing these lanes from Alliance, which I think are actually really smart, the choice they're going for at this point, I'm still favoring Liquid for the mid game, and that's going to be when the game is made or broken, I think. Do you say it like that? You say make or break, so it's made or broken, right? Ah, man.
Sure.
That sounded terrible. Regardless, Alliance, good laning stage for them is going to allow them to get through the mid game. I really think that's what it's down to. Can they survive the mid game? Because in my book, late game is Alliances, no matter how you look at it. Even a super farm Tiny cannot deal with a Vod plus Naga combination in the late game.
Unless he gets procs 100% of the time from...
Which, based on last game where Sniper didn't get a single headshot on 5 hits, then maybe it's going to even out this time. And both times it's going to favor Liquid. That's balance right there.
Oh, actually S4 is going to be bottom, so we're not going to see a mid.
Oh, wait. No, they're putting Naga mid now. Okay. Changing it up again.
It's a little bit of role reversal from the players themselves. S4 typically the mid, obviously.
This is pretty unpredictable as well. He's going to get a one-on-one against Timbersaw, which I think Void is pretty okay with. Even though he's a melee hero, he has decent health from the start. He has a good base strength, has a lot of regen here, and has great base attack damage, so he could win this lane against Bulba. And he even has support from AK right now. This Mirana Bane combination is a classic dual roaming combo that can kill pretty much any single hero that cannot get the Nightmare taken off him. So KOIKFA down here in this bottom lane, he might get Nightmare right now. He's really far up.
Yeah, he might get Nightmare. He hasn't skilled anything yet, so can still go Timber Chain. There's the arrow. Lots of damage from a level 1 arrow. Even with the Timber Chain, he's going to be dead. Doesn't even come out of the stun, actually. So huge arrow. Here. And well, anytime you have a Bane Mirana, it's going to set up some amazing arrows overall. But before we get too deep, let's go over the heroes. The players playing the heroes. Loda playing mid on the Naga Siren, as we talked about. Admiral Bulldog playing one of his...
Oh, arrow! Oh, Bulba!
Mid? Oh god! Bulba! I did not see that.
What a sniper EGM is. That arrow was incredible.
Did they set it up with Ensnare?
No. He just sent it from a beautiful angle, and it wasn't even... Bulba wasn't even close to dodging that. He wasn't even looking in that direction, because who would expect an arrow to come at that point?
Sure.
EGM, beautiful play here. Alright, let's continue with the players.
I'm just flustered at this point because I caught the tail end, so technically I didn't miss it, but I basically missed it. EGM playing the Mirana, as we've seen 2 for 2 arrows so far. Ake on Bane, and S4 playing the Farming Void, which again is a role reversal.
Yep, and on Team Liquid we've got TC on the Tiny up top together with Fluff and Way2 on Rubik Sand King respectively. And we've got Bulba, as we already talked about, playing the mid Disruptor, and found in the bottom lane KOIKFA is going to be playing the Timbersaw. And this time around, it's really cool to see both teams mixing it up. Playing what lanes? This time KOIKFA's off lane, last game he was safe lane. Bulba is mid in both games, however, but for Alliance, S4 safe lane is... I don't even know if I've seen this before, just once. It's very rare for Alliance to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people talk about, like, it was even in our notes that they're not the most flexible of teams, and here we're seeing they lost game 1, so they're switching things up, so we'll see if this ends up benefiting them or not. But right now in the mid lane, Naga actually is having to go back to... Interesting. I mean, obviously farming with the illusions, but going back to base really early, and that sets up Admiral Bulldog to get a little bit of XP in mid, because he's just completely abandoned top lane, which I don't blame him for. I mean, this is a death tri lane if I've ever seen one, as TC right now is the top farmer with 15 creep kills.
Yeah, but S4 is really close behind him with his 14, so as far as easy lanes go, I guess you could say completely even. An Alliance with a 2-kill advantage, of course, in the lead of this game. And the question is if they can continue gaining something from this. Ake is currently pulling at the bottom lane with his Bane, so they don't have the Nightmare set up for a kill at this point. And EGM wants to find a snipe mid, but Bulba is playing really defensively. So at least EGM has accomplished that Bulba is now worried in his lane. That's shouldn't be underestimated. Playing against roaming Mirana is always really difficult because you have to focus on these things at once. You have to farm your lane, you have to take care of your lane opponent and of the Mirana. Here we go, that's going to be an ensnare. Bulba's in a lot of death right now.
Boom! Bulba is dead, although it's kind of delayed because the damage coming from Loda is so little. But it is enough in the end.
He is stunned.
I was hoping for the kill, but anyway. I was going to mention TC has 1,400 gold. The question is he going to go Midas? I believe that Void is definitely going Midas, and yes, indeed he is. Only 200 gold from getting that, the last part of that, which is the Gloves of Haste. So we're going to see double Midas, so probably not much action on top or bot, but of course the Mirana has been setting up literally every single kill so far in this game. 3 for 3 on arrows. Although 2 of them have been set up, but still, it's nice.
Still, he's been at the right place at the right time. One thing is hitting the arrows, the other is finding the opening on the map to actually go for them in the first place. And EGM has he's been doing a great job right now so far in this game, and this was what Alliance needed. We talked about it before the game. They need a good laning stage to propel them into the mid game, and they couldn't have asked for a better start than this. 4-minute Midas on Void. Loda in the mid lane is playing Naga against Disruptor and is winning his lane because of the ganks. And at the same time, Admiral Bulldog's actually managed to get level 4 at 4 minutes against a lane you said he should basically not even be able to stand on. So everything for Alliance just going beautifully. 1,500 gold advantage and experience in 4 minutes is... I wouldn't have expected that in this game whatsoever, but beautiful play so far by them.
And looking at Tiny, what does he have now? So he's behind. Well, this is pretty much obvious because 2 of the kills were set up in a bottom lane. Actually, no, I'm sorry, 1 of them. I guess that was enough to propel Void into getting... He did get the kill. I didn't realize he actually got the first blood, so that's definitely the reason. As I missed a kill. Admiral Bulldog apparently got killed by Disruptor. I guess that must have been overextension in mid with the Loda bounty. And they did not have... The reason they didn't get the kill is because they didn't have Mirana.
Yeah.
100% of the kills are because of Mirana.
No EGM, no win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's big, because that kind of put Bulba back in the lane. He's going to have to go back to base, though, so at the end of the day, not the biggest difference, actually.
Boy's going to use Chronosphere. The arrow is going to connect, so again, 100% kills because of EGM. Continues to be the case. Let's hope that doesn't continue, though, because that would be... I mean, you can't completely rely on Mirana,
yes.
right?
That would be absolutely amazing. So far, Alliance really... And again, the moment he gets level 6, he goes for the Chrono. There's no reason to wait. Actually, again, Poikva, I don't think this time, no, not going to happen. Arrow is not ready. Now it is. And that's another nightmare in 5 seconds, unless if EGM just got it.
Did they see him?
Denied.
Not sure.
See soon enough. Bane not really close right now, though. Set up in the side shop at the moment. He's actually going to go through, tank through, try to put himself in good position. Top lane was taken out by Liquid, so more farm going to TC, who has the Midas, like we mentioned. We're still looking at this bottom. We're just assuming this is going to be the next kill on the map. If Boyka is out of position, oh, he finds EGM. Very nicely done. So he did see him. But looking at the farm overall, 44 last hits for Tiny compared to the 41 on Void. Obviously, the Midas came out a little bit earlier for S4, so he has a bit of a farm advantage, but overall, still pretty even in that regard. But obviously, the kills Alliance has the favorable trade right there.
And they're farming at Naga as well. They don't have a single core lineup. They have a double carry core lineup even, and you could even say that Bounty Hunter could transition into a semi-carry too. Going to spot out way too right now, and okay, cancels his Janata there, messed up a little bit on that. But Alliance, with the way the game is going right now, Loda is doubling up the farm of Bulba mid, because he's been ganked twice, and actually 3 times. The third time he survived and got a kill, but he's still falling behind on farm and levels compared to Loda, who's a full level ahead of him with a melee hero against Disruptor. Is a beautiful start for him, and as long as is getting his levels, I feel like Alliance are getting what they need out of all 3 lanes. The one good thing for Liquid, like you point out, they got a tower. That's kind of their biggest accomplishment so far. Arrow, gonna be off them up here from EGM. It's a first.
Yep, that is
the first. Happen at some point.
So it means there's not going to be a kill, basically. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing
statistically, there's not going to be a kill now.
What we're seeing from Liquid is exactly what was in our pregame. They are doing, for all intents and purposes, a 4 protect 1 strat. TC is just completely free farming top. I mean, in a lot of ways, Alliance is doing the same thing, but they're getting a lot more support from the Mirana, which we keep coming back to, and that's really the difference in this game is Mirana's EGM. Speaking of him, he could pick. Oh my God, he leaps under the cliff. No, EGM. We were just talking about how amazing you were, and misplay could have picked up perhaps the haste in time, but kind of panicked.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I caught the tail end of that, so I didn't see exactly what situation he was in, but even with the haste, he might have actually still died if there was some sort of either glimpse or stun from Rubik or whatever there. But at least for Liquid, they get a kill there. That's important for them as well. They're committing so many heroes to this, even though they're actually catching up on gold. But let's look at it this way. They're still behind on gold with a tower advantage. They're still behind by 2,000 experience. And as far as supports go for Alliance, Mirana is not looking too good, but Bane is level 5. That's an early Fiend script that's going to come up, and that's a great tool against mobile heroes such as Sand King and Timbersaw, and they have great synergy to set it up with. It's still going to be a question for me about the mid game. If Liquid execute their combo well, I think they have an advantage. If they start getting ganked a bit more now, this might be the strongest Void you've ever seen in a competitive game. He is getting big right now. He's going full greed.
Indeed.
Unless that's a Vanguard, it's a Midas Battle Fury build for S4.
I would be disgusted if that was a Vanguard. If it's a refresher, I'll be okay with that. At least it's unique. I mean, obviously it's terrible, but unique nonetheless. But yeah, assuming it's going to be Battle Fury, that's basically 2 ridiculous farming items. Picked up pretty early for Loda. Admiral Bulldog, once he hits level 6, expect him to start ganking left and right and center, along with EGM, who's been doing just work this game. S4 though, better be careful bottom lane. 3 Liquid heroes here. There comes Bulba with the Thunder Strike. S4 has a leap. And, oh, he's going to use Chronosphere, so defensive Chronosphere probably the right choice.
Well played. And
he gets out just in time.
I think not too many players would have made that decision right there, but it's the right choice. Actually, Bulba has 3 points in Thunder Strikes. Perhaps he could have just time walked and been out of glimpse range, but he doesn't know what Bulba's skill build is right now, so he didn't want to take the risk there and just gets out of there alive. And I think a good way to use the Chrono, staying alive as Void, is worth your ultimate, I think. Pretty much always. TC now.
Yeah, top lane, pretty much the same scenario, except flipped. in favor of Alliance. Are they going to be able to capitalize on this? Illusion's being used to tank up the tower against TC. Looks like they're just going to try to push this, perhaps. Oh, actually, Ake picks up
level 6.
Yeah, picks up level 6. Has the ult ready to go. Meanwhile, mid lane, EGM looks like he's going to be okay despite having the invisible opposing hero in range. Timbersaw gets a kill that I don't see at bottom lane. Was it bottom?
He got the kill at mid.
Left and right.
You're tripping. He got the kill from Bulba there.
Oh, mid lane?
Yeah.
Oh,
went for the timber chain.
I am tripping. I don't know what's going on.
Dire's
Liquid.
top
Oh,
meanwhile,
TC.
the grip is on TC. How the hell did Loda get in there?
I have no idea. Well, a lot of tanking from his illusions nonetheless. Zanking, a nice sandstorm. Bulldog having the drums used to help him get out. Sleep's still, or Song's still available for Naga, so can get out anytime he wants. So advantage just being built for Alliance here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And with that happening, they committed the Disruptor ultimate to the kill mid, as well as Koikva moving all the way from bottom into there to get 1 kill and now having to go back to base. This is free farming space for S4 again, and with Tiny...
Fluff.
Oh, and Fluff. Whoa, okay. Oh,
And they get track gold out of that as well. So it's just going to be snowballing in their favor right now.
There was a Grand Magus there for a good 2 seconds in the ensnare, and then his blood was already vanished on the ground. So that went quick.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yep.
They're going to get top lane. S4 is going to apply a little bit of pressure at the bottom. Don't believe he'll be able to get it as TC is coming to the rescue. He has an Ogre Club, so going for the Aghanim Scepter right off the bat, it looks like. Do you think that's the right choice as opposed to getting drums?
The right choice.
Typically we see drums, Yasha, then Aghanims, but perhaps feeling the need to go a little bit early here as they are
I think he's going to need the splash early. They want to be able to deal with this Naga. I think they have the feeling that Loda is getting a lot of farm, which he is. He's 3-0. He has 62 CS in the mid lane at 12 minutes, which is... It's not absolutely incredible, but it's really good farm. And he's more than doubling up Bulba's mid lane right now on the Disruptor. So they need a way to deal with that. And of course, the way you farm the fastest on Tiny as well is Midas straight into Ags, because then you can start farming the neutral camps a lot faster with your splash damage and transition to an even stronger mid-late game, which, as we've talked about, Liquid likes to do. But I think what they don't want in this game is to be forced into the super late. So they want to hit this sweet spot when Tiny is very strong and when Alliance is not at full power yet. I'm just starting to wonder if it's even going to happen at the same time, because S4 is going to be as farmed as Tiny is. Oh, Bulba's going to get caught out. He's done for.
Yeah, man, he's a dead monkey. Static Storm not going to prevent the kill. Although Bulldog might be in a little bit of trouble as TC's here. Chakram not going to hit him. Do they have Dust? Looks like Telekinesis begins on S4. Dust is used! And actually, it was applied to Admiral Bulldog. Can they see him? Yes. The Whirling Death will be enough to get the kill. But here comes the Chronosphere. Not a whole lot of damage to follow that, but the arrow will ensure the kill. I believe S4 needs to get out of Time Walk just in time.
Meanwhile, top Way2
for 2.
Way2's found a good position here. Now he's going to TP out.
If only had ult.
But in there, Ake couldn't find him here for the Fiend's Grip.
Okay, has a point booster right now, so going for Blood Zone. S4, as we talked about, has... Ooh, arrow did connect on TC. Don't believe they're going to be able to get the kill here. A little bit of a slow from S4. Oh, completely missed stun from TC. Telekinesis can prevent a little bit of damage from S4. And there goes the Moonlight Shadow. Do they have vision? Oh, man. And Fluff, you better be careful, man. Track into not an arrow to follow. Way too much damage. Fluff goes down the last hit from Bounty. Oh, Ake has Fiend's Grip if he wants to use it on Bulba. He was glimpsed immediately after. S4 better be careful. He's going to take the stun to the face from TC. But there goes the combination from TC. Avalanche toss. Way too much damage. Bulba, though, gets slept. Last hit's going to go on TC. Here comes the Chakram as there's a TP from Koika. EGM's going to be cleaned up. So right now it's a 2-for-1 exchange. Timber Chain, don't believe he's going to have enough mana to actually follow this up with anything. Bulba is going to get out. Admiral Bulldog just being really annoying with these tracks and basically just uses to harass Bulba down.
Perfect. Run away. What a perfect glimpse that was from Bulba. That just saved the entire fight. If he would have glimpsed someone else or not got it off at that exact moment before he got gripped, that he would have been dead, and Alliance might have even taken a 3rd kill there or the tower. So really big play from Bulba to keep Liquid in a position in this game to fight back. But the truth is, Alliance is still just gaining. They're almost 5k gold ahead now, even though there are... No, the tower's actually even. So it's 5k in farm at 15 minutes, which is really a lot when you think about it. There's a Tiny with Midas on the other side, and there's still... Actually, Loda is now the big farmer in the game because he wasn't in that fight. He's gonna have a really early Radiance, too. Drum, Relic, almost Relic at 15?
Yeah, that's really good. Wow.
And this is a mid Naga, mind you. It's not a carry Naga. He's playing in the mid lane. He's getting so absurdly strong That's his...
He's basically turning into a carry, though. I mean, it's not like he ganked at all, so... For all intents and purposes...
What do you think about EGM's item build? How do you like it?
He is support roaming. I mean, they don't really need any carries.
Double
they
circlet?
have the late game. What's that?
Double circlet,
You're talking
arcane
about
boots.
the arcane or the double circlet?
Yeah, which one am I actually talking about? I mean,
that
both of them are
yeah.
a little bit strange on Mirana, but...
I think it makes sense. The arcane, I don't know about the double circle. We'll see what he turns it into. But absolutely. Yeah, Loda, once he gets this Radiance, he's just going to be pushing left, right. But Tiny will have Aghanims at that point, so we'll have a little bit of anti-push capabilities.
Bulldog finds Fluff, and S4's going to jump in. That's an easy kill. There might be a follow-up here.
Yeah, Static Storm. Arrow's going to hit Bulba right in the backside. Right now it's a 2-for-1 exchange. Man, the only casualty for Alliances. S4 barely get out. Nice Chronosphere use. Way 2 has a burrow. No, he does not have a burrow strike. They're going to see him thanks to that snare. There's the toss. Will be a death though. 3-for-1 right now as the chase continues. Moonlight Shadow isn't going to proc in time. It looks like right now it will go down. Oh, the arrow hits Koika directly in the gullet. Are they going to have enough damage? Is there a track coming out? No mana to speak of. Shock not going to be able to get any kills. So was that I believe that was a 4-for-1. Did somebody like respawn or am I just tripping? I think I'm tripping.
Yeah, Rubik respawned already. Wow, that was... Okay. I don't know, there were so many good plays in that fight that it's hard for me to single out one of them. There were so many clutch decisions made right then. S4 using Chrono at the last second with Avalanche actually being mid-air. So he survived by time walking away after that. Then everything Alliance did in that fight just clicked so well. It wasn't even a bad fight for Liquid, they just got outplayed. Now,
EGM
he's dead.
Gets telekinesis before he can leap, and as a support, he's actually going to get out, surprisingly. After Bulldog TP's in with the DD, arrow to follow, it's not going to hit, it's going to be tanked by a creep, and Bulldog will probably go down. As a result, the Thunderstrike, enough damage to do just that. S4 are going to take down this tier 1, doesn't look like there's going to be... Well, they're going to pop Fortify, though.
Structures are fortified.
So actually, that should be enough to defend this. But we're talking about like all the farm.
Oh wow,
S4.
He's actually yielding here.
Yeah, they're going to probably get the deny.
Give it an eye away here.
Easy deny for Team Liquid. And we're talking about farm. Loda has the Sacred Relic. Is that the Radiance? Could it be? It is.
Oh my goodness. This is just playing.
Not even.
This entire game has just followed what Alliance wanted. It's everything... Pretty much everything apart from a few deaths. Their execution has been perfect. Their movement, their decision making, their team play, and the strategy overall. I was worried for them when they picked the Void that it wasn't going to work out, but I've just been proven wrong really quickly. I mean, it's 18 minutes in, and this lead for Alliance is gonna it's gonna continue growing. TC isn't even close to his axe at 18 minutes. Loda has a full Radiance, and he's gonna farm as much as, if not even more, than the Tiny, and he's gonna start farming his jungle too. I'll be worried right now if I were Liquid.
Well, I think the reason we were kind of hesitant with the Void pick is because typically when you have a Void and you end up going against a tri-lane of any sort, then he's not going to do well. I mean, we saw what happened with Khvost. I mean, it's just a worthless hero in lane. But when you get completely free farm and you're able to get a Midas and a Battle Fury, as we're going to see, Chronosphere Bulba, is this going to be enough damage? Oh yeah, oh, arrow to fall.
No.
Oh, the arrow actually hits a creep! Oh, the creep MVP for Liquid right now. There comes the glimpse. Into the Static Storm. S4, is he going to go down? No, not yet. The Thunderstrike, I don't believe, is going to be enough damage. Maybe one more. It is! The Song not able to save. EGM here. Moonlight Shadow taking some damage. Koika is able to get it with Chakram. So very nice recovery from Liquid. A little bit of luck, but overall, very nicely done.
Yeah, Alliance were a little bit uncertain when to get the hell out of that. S4 wanted to back a couple of times and he was like, oh wait, I can't, I have to kill him, oh wait, I don't have to kill him, the arrow's gonna hit, and he actually ends up, if he would have committed there, he would have got the kill on Bulba and then died, and now he ends up not even getting the kill, just flat out dying, because he thought the arrow from EGM was gonna be on the mark, but EGM didn't have the angle he wanted. But I do lose 2 heroes, and this is so important for Liquid, because I feel like if this kind of thing doesn't happen for them, this game is getting out of control in, I don't know, literally 10 minutes. They're gonna be so far behind. They have to make something happen right now, and playing like this...
Okay, getting caught out.
Another good kill.
Himself, but prevents the inevitable. Gem, don't believe they're going to be able to clean him up. They do glimpse. Admirable. Oh, Void.
Nice.
Defensive ult, I guess. Kind of gets EGM killed to the Chakram, though. S4 trying to do as much damage as possible to connect field. Might save Bulba. Looks like it is. Here comes Sand King with the epicenter on Void. He's not being able to backtrack much as he goes down. Admiral Bulldog almost dead to the Chakram, but will avoid the last proc of it. So Liquid, despite being down, yeah, the Void kind of...
That was Rubik's Chrono.
Oh, it was Rubik.
Yeah,
okay,
he had it stolen. I have to correct you on that because else you're going to make S4 look really bad.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Well, you know,
Perfect Chrono from Fluff as well. That was very, very well played by him. Oh, nice TP from Aki there. Last minute. Last second, rather.
It was a nice, it was a nice TP after the ensnare, but yeah, the TP in time.
He gets in and gets the grip right before. So, well played here by Alliance to get that kill, but that was so well done by Liquid here to get that comeback that they just did. Just a series of good decisions they've made right now, and the Chrono from Fluff there was perfect, hit both targets, got Koikva a free kill, and then the epicenter from Sand King, who came in with a blink seemingly out of nowhere. I didn't see him picking that up. He's only level 9, but he still has a blink dagger and it's gonna already pay off there. Now Alliance, I don't think they need to be shaking just yet, because I still think they have the feeling that they're in control of the game, but they can't let this happen multiple times, because then Liquid are going to run away with it. And with Void going for as greedy as an item build as he has done with the Midas and Battle Fury, he's going to need some sort of defensive item to participate in fights. He's going to need a BKB, which is, we haven't talked about that, but an incredible counter to the entirety of Liquid's lineup.
Yeah, well, he can't participate in fights at all right now. I mean, you see him put up Chronospheres, and he just really the only reason they've been getting kills in the Chronospheres is because, again, EGM's arrows, and I guess we haven't seen it yet, but there's obviously the Fiend's Grip to follow if they need it. But right now, Void himself isn't really doing a whole lot of damage. He needs some survivability like you were talking about, and he needs one more DPS item to go on top of that. I mean, that's really the issue with Void, but it hasn't been that big of an issue for Alliance because of the supports able to extend this game. I mean, this is definitely going late game if you're Alliance. I don't see Liquid able to take this that soon. I mean, there is a Tiny, obviously, but just the way things are going.
Bulldog. He might try to one-shot Fluff here. He does have Dagon on the Bounty Hunter.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's a nice choice. Just getting some more burst damage to take out targets really quickly might be useful here. He's going to try and Fluff here. It's not enough.
Oh.
Dire's bottom tower
and the time leap away from Rubik.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Almost got him there, but he did get out. Meanwhile, S4, however, they drew attention up in the top lane, so S4 is going to freely get a tier 1 tower down here. So I think Alliance are going to be okay with this. And Loda's just creating so much space in this game. Because Liquid can't ignore him, and at the same time, they can't really deal with him either.
So buys the boots of travel, so he will be split pushing like we anticipated.
Yeah, this farm on Loda is really getting out of hand right now. I think, let me check his net worth. Yeah, he's already 3k ahead of a Tiny who pretty much had free farm Midas into Ag Scepter. And another thing to keep in mind is TC. When you're building a Tiny like this, he's going to need attack speed. But he's actually using Treads and Midas as his only two sources of attack speed, and then going in straight into a Crystallis, probably a Daedalus now. His attack speed is pretty low, and that means he's going to need a lot of free time in the fights to deal his damage. He can't really burst with anything else than his spells. If he was going for perhaps a Kiras at this point, he would hit a lot faster, of course. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this choice, to be honest. I think fast, more steady damage from TC is better right now than a big crit, because he has the team to give him a little bit of time in the fight to get some solid swings off, but not necessarily to stand there and swing his tree with 1 attack per second.
Well, I think this is the first time in recent memory I haven't seen a Tiny go drums Yasha at all.
Yeah,
like, are we going to see
get those for the movement and
attack
speed.
Exactly. Yeah. I think you're right about the attack speed. I mean, right now he's kind of committed to going Daedalus. I mean, I don't see him going Crystallis and then delaying Daedalus at this point. So probably finish that. And I mean, you don't even typically see, as great as it is on Tiny, you don't see Assault picked up until much later. Like, you see Manta first. So the question is, what is he going to want to do here? I mean, a lot of right clicks coming from Void. As long as he's around, he can give that armor aura, I suppose, if you pick up the AC. I think AC is a great item on him, obviously. But not going Yasha is interesting. I mean, I haven't seen that very often at all.
That's true. That is really something out of the ordinary. Void is going to go on Koikva here. Has his BKB. There's the track from Bounty. Dagon. Shuri toss. Oh, needs one more hit. You get it.
One of the nerfs to him, not in the last patch, but a couple patches ago, when you Timber Chain and then get stunned, you get cancelled out of the Timber Chain. So we see that with, I believe that was the bash from Void coming into effect there. So nicely done. RNG Gods is way too. He's going to get ensnared. Can he burrow strike? He will, but the arrow again tanked by the creeps. Just MVP left and right, but Way 2 will probably go down to the Radiance. In fact, go down to Riptide.
Yeah, so he can't blink. That's the problem. When he's in the Sandstorm with Naga Illusions next to him, he can't blink out of it. He has to run. And these Naga Illusions are so fast. They're just staying on target really easily. S4 now going to take that tower as well, and the map is just falling apart.
He has the BKB, by the way. S4 picking up the BKB.
And another 2k gold as well. Could buy a Mask of Madness already if he wants that, but I think that might be too greedy for him. I think he's going to go for... Yeah, I think we're going to see a Butterfly now, and then a Satanic after that probably for him if he gets that far in the farm charts.
I mean, the Butterfly in a lot of ways is more an offensive item this game as opposed to... It's kind of split in two overall, but in this game with the cleave coming from Tiny, he's not really going to be missing.
It's true,
if you don't, unless he focuses him directly, I suppose. But do you think that Butterfly is the right item this game? As actually Koivka might be caught out again. Is there an arrow? No, he'll be fine. He does have Bloodstone, by the way. He lost a couple charges thanks to that last death. But do you think Butterfly is the right choice?
I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of an odd game now as far as items go. I completely agree with the choice S4 has done so far, has made, especially getting the BKB at this point was the right choice. But he has a couple of options, and I really don't know which one is the best. I think something like a Manta now is terrible because there's so much AoE damage as by Rogue. Big kill.
Not able to get his swing off thanks to the silence. I mean, Static Storm is so underrated. If you can combo it correctly, it is a ridiculous ultimate. And we're seeing it right there.
Very, very good indeed.
Of course, he's going to have to pick up an Ags if he wants to prevent S4 from BK being up. So, is he doing that? No, he actually goes for Vitality Booster. So,
what would you get on Void here? I'm really not sure. I generally have an answer, but in this one, I'm really not sure what's the best choice.
Well, it's not like the Butterfly or MKB are terrible pickups. It's just you lose a lot of the benefits from them thanks to the lineup from Liquid. I mean, Evasion isn't going to be that helpful against this team. The MKB, nobody's going to really pick up a Butterfly on Liquid. And Mask of Madness, I don't know if I like Mask of Madness in this case because there's some burst damage from Tiny, Sand King. I mean, sure you have the BKB, but you're not guaranteed to get it off every time.
It's true. Well, gonna wait and see what he chooses. Yeah, we're gonna get a hint very soon, I guess, as he has 4k gold banked up already. What do you think about...
Way 2, he's gonna get glimpsed. Yep. Oh, he gets tossed. Not the best communication, but Admiral Bulldog goes down nonetheless as Golden, Baby, Roshan, actually a rotted Atos on Bulba right now.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. What do you think? I'm not sure if this is the right choice either. Here, he wants the tank ability to stay alive because he's very fragile, and having this slow in as a utility is always useful to allow your Tiny, for example, to stay on target. I'm worried that he might have had to go for a bigger item than this. I think the time that this item is useful is not when he's going to need his gold. It's going to be great now and in the next 5 to 10 minutes, but it's after that that they're going to need the Disruptor to do something big, and then this Atos isn't going to do anything, I'm afraid. I think he should have perhaps gone big and tried to get a Scythe here against Loda.
Well, Scythe is always good. Let's not mistake that at all. But I really... Oh, Koivka is going to take a Chronosphere,
S4.
right clicks, S4, dealing as much damage as possible. He actually gets... Oh, nice BKB. He's going to be dodging the Avalanche. Timbersaw trying to get away. Wow, look at Tiny just beat him down. You see the cleave effect. Nightmare a little bit too late from Ake. We have two invisible heroes, both using the same skill, in fact, in this mid lane.
Yeah. Oh, it's the kinetic field.
Kinetic field. Bulba in a lot of trouble. Arrow's not going to hit anything here. Bulba,
he's dying to illusions only.
Almost goes down, but will not fall in.
Oh, will he? The end. Naga's on the hunt. These illusions last for quite a long time now.
He has a force step in 2 seconds.
Oh.
2 seconds, go for it! He's going to have to use... Oh my god, a nice burrow strike! Are you serious? How is that in range, woman? How?
Last tick of that range, for sure.
Oh,
wow.
That is just depressing to watch. No other way to put it.
I feel like TC is doing a really good job at keeping up on farm, though. He's getting big And now he has Helm of the Dominator and Daedalus. We're gonna see an attack speed item next. It's gotta be. And I want to point out as well, when S4 tried that initiation on KOIKVA, I don't think he accounted for the fact that KOIKVA has a plate mail. This guy is ridiculously tanky against Void, in particular. I don't think Void can kill him at all.
Yeah.
He has the base 10 armor from the plate mail plus, yeah, his agility, of course, and then he has reactive armor level 4. After he takes a couple of instances of damage, you see him right now, he's up to 27 armor. And this is armor that stays while Void keeps mauling him down. He's not going to kill him before he gets another big damage item, and it is going to be, by the looks of it, the butterfly that I was thinking about earlier. But it's one of those games where it seems like no matter what you choose, you'd rather have something else.
Yeah. There's
But then he has to choose one of them, obviously.
Well, of course. There's no amazing choice. I mean, Daedalus would have been an option, but his attack speed isn't the greatest right now, so
yeah.
Perhaps that will come after the butterfly. What I want to talk about Disruptor, and I mentioned this earlier. I mean, obviously, Sheepstick would be amazing. It's always amazing. There's never really a bad time for Aegis, or for Sheepstick. Is S4 is going to get caught on telekinesis into the Burrow Strike. There's a Static Storm. BKB up, though. He's going to use Chronosphere, and he's just going to beat down Sand King. Absolutely no problem. He's going to actually get the track gold thanks to that. Admiral Bulldog comes in. There's a stolen Chronosphere. Unless that's a refresher on Void that I'm not aware of. EGM trying... Oh, nice song.
Good song by Loda. They might continue here.
Arrow set up. Oh, it's going to go right through TC, so it looks like that's probably going to stop this engagement altogether. But there's the ensnare on the KOIKVA. Of course, he's very tanky. I don't really think they can take him down with the help of TC and Fluff here. Nice toss. TC dealing so much damage with that cleave. But what I wanted to talk about before I get disrupted, which is actually a pun because I'm talking about disruption, coming from, or not disruption, talking about Disruptor with the Static Storm. We saw right there, BKB activated by Void in the middle of Static Storm. I really feel Aghanim Scepter could
he could have gone for that too.
It may not matter if you don't get it off in time, but with in the situations that you do get it off in time, that is huge against a Void.
Yeah, they basically they 3-man ganged S4. They couldn't bring him down because Tiny wasn't there. And he turns it around and gets 2 kills, and they're gonna get a tower now as well. Oh, way too low. That was a little bit of a special burrow strike there. Don't think it mattered too much. And Alliance. Oh, Liquid gonna walk right into this. It looks like
Oh boy. And they're all grouped up. Song here. They don't really have any AoE spells, of course, but they do have Chronosphere. And here comes the arrow right in Disruptor's face. And really... Nice job by Loda keeping KOIKVA in the back end here, as 2 are dead for Liquid right off the bat. Bane does fall in the end, 3-for-1 exchange. There's the Chronosphere from Fluff again, but Void can go right through it anytime he wants because he's the master of space and time. And he actually steals Time Walk again, Fluff does, so stealing really nice spells from Void. But in the end, a 1-team fight from Alliance. They're going to take the tier 2. KOIKVA really could not do anything, and that was all because of Loda. And they got 3 in the Chronosphere, and then Loda kept... And basically, KOIKVA was in a Chronosphere himself, thanks to the ensnare.
I think Fluff has played a really good Rubik this game, speaking of which, might be getting a kill. No, he won't. S4. Yep, whoa. Really ballsy play here from both sides.
Boy. Well, KOIKVA is so tanky, he can do whatever the hell he wants at this point.
And everyone's gonna survive. How disappointing.
Yeah.
But that was a great fight from Alliance. I think... Can't really fault Liquid for their individual plays. I think mostly across the board, they're doing a good job with their heroes at landing the right spells at the right times. It's just the early game that has really caught up to them right now, and it's getting even worse when they make one bad decision, because that's how much pressure is on them with the amount of Alliance farm on the map right now. If they make one bad call, they get killed like 2 or 3, as we saw there in the mid lane, then they just lose the tier 2 as well. Not really anything in the tier 3, but it's not only kills, it's track kills as well. And Alliance had track on 2 or 3 targets in that, so 34 minutes in, they're at a 14k gold advantage, only 5k in the experience. It just goes to show how much gold they're finding around this map, in particular in Loda. I don't know if Liquid can keep up.
Yeah, I mean, what we were talking about in the beginning was there's not any great AoE spells to go along with the Chronosphere, but when he's farmed, which he's getting there right now for sure, you can see how much damage he can do. And especially if they're grouped up with that Battle Fury, just does absolute work. Smoke used from Boba. TC trying to take down Rush. Question is Alliance going to respond?
This could be big.
Take
Moonlight Shadow used. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to defend this, but... Oh, the song! It's being completely wasted. The arrow's going to hit Roshan, actually. Poor Roshan. What has he done to everyone to hate him so? Shiva's picked up on the Timber Saw, and the song was completely wasted. So very nice reaction from Liquid to assume that was going to occur.
Yeah, they felt that coming. The only problem is they have 40 seconds to do something, and then the song is up again. So I think they're going to take their chance here and try to get in. But these illusions from Loda, they can just zone out the entire team. They're going to have to use cells.
Just imagine.
Bulba's half HP now. There's nothing. He's been brought to half by illusions only. Loda's just going to do it again.
And that's their mid hero.
Again in 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
TC's going to try. This is the right timing for Liquid. If they want to do this, they have to do it right now. But I'm not sure it's going to be enough. S4. Let's track.
Arrow.
Arrow hits. This could be a go call.
Bulba. Not sure if they're going to go in S4. Thinking about it. Here he goes. Yep. Chronosphere is probably going to be placed on TC alone, and it is just that. And it completely zones out the rest of Liquid. Boy, oh boy, that is a huge kill. Fiend's grip on Quaker. That's a 3 or 2 for nothing exchange. But Liquid is actually going in. Chronosphere, used by Fluff, I believe. They might be able to pick up EGM thanks to the Burrow Strike, but I feel like they should get... Actually, there was a buyback by Tiny. I didn't really realize that. He is here now. Avalanche. Oh, a nice dodge from Ake, but he will fall nonetheless. So buyback by TC probably worth it, as they will try to get...
That's Roche now. That's worth it. But Loda can sing now, and he has a heart. He's going to heal to full HP. He might try to contest this alone. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, S4's here. Uh-oh.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. They can kill Roche before the song is on. Oh, that is just mean. That is just mean, man.
That's just
adding insult to injury. Absolutely. He's not like a tower. He doesn't get slept, unfortunately, for Liquid. As S4, song was stolen.
Song. He's gonna die to Radiance. Bulba's dying to Radiance again.
That's oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh. Avalanche not in time. The Aegis is gonna be used, but Loda should be able to clean up TC. There's nothing he can do other than cleave down the illusions. And S4 gonna draw a nice time lock at the last moment. Koivka.
6 in a row.
As the GGs come out. Well played from Alliance, as we're gonna go to a game 3, it looks like, Sinner.
Yeah, they just executed this game so well. I can't state that enough. I feel like this was a completely different level than the last game, and Alliance seemed a lot more confident in the picks and the movement they had in the early game. They really stepped up their game. There's nothing more I can say. I don't think Liquid played a bad game whatsoever. They just got outclassed. That's how it is in this game. They made their own good moves. They made their own good decisions. A couple of questionable ones as well, as it always is. Alliance made a couple of mistakes here and there as well, but they just looked so solid as a team in this game. It wasn't any standout performance by anyone. Just everyone just merging.
Well, I would actually argue with that. At least in the early stage, EGM completely set the tone.
Yes. But then he missed a lot in a row, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, well, at that point, it was already snowballing out of control. Anyway, thanks for watching Game 2. Game 3 coming up next. That'll do it for this day once the game completes. But right now, it's a 1-1 tie for Alliance and Liquid. Game 3 coming up next after this commercial break. We'll be right back.